Hi, and welcome to the Retirement Concepts podcast where we discuss both lifestyle and financial issues in retirement to help you understand them. G'day, and welcome back to another episode of the Retirement Concepts podcast.
And it's good to be here. Thanks very much for watching.
No worries. Today in our podcast, we wanted to talk about life's a journey. It's actually one of our pages in a book that we've got in our little book of retirement concepts. And it's actually the start of the book. All right. And the starting part of the book is talking about life's a journey. And really, what do we mean about that? And really what we're trying to give you a picture on there, it's actually a picture, is talking about life's like a mountain. So why we've got that in the book is because it's showing us over time the points of life as you're accumulating wealth over time. Now, everyone's on their own wealth accumulating journey, and everyone's journey is either going to go a lot quicker, a lot slower, or a lot faster if you had a lot of financial success. So there's always a point in time in life when you get to the point where it says, well, you've probably accumulated enough wealth now, and now it's the time to start enjoying it. But what we want to do is just concentrate on the journey itself. Now, over time in the life, you've got to make a lot of decisions, whether it's financial decisions, lifestyle decisions, having major decisions in your life. You're getting married, you've got kids, you're buying a house. All of those decisions are vitally important to make. Now, what we are doing here as financial planners and advisors is giving you guidance and education to help you make the best decision for yourself. So, Pete, your journey in life so far over time has had a lot of different interesting wheels and ways about it. Tell us about your life's journey and what you've seen with your clients over time.
Well, my life journey has been varied. There's no doubt about that. And I've been fortunate enough to travel. I've been fortunate enough to have great relationships and friendships and financially ups and downs, of course, which is really what happens with most people. It's never constant. It's never, ever like that. It's variable the whole time. I've had health issues, none of which are expected, but these are the challenges that we've got to have and understand we're going to have during our lifetime. Nobody goes through their life without anything going wrong, that's for sure. So understand that it's not always going to be smooth sailing. Sometimes you're going to have ups and downs, and some you've got nothing to do with, some you do have a lot to do with, and we encourage people to understand the journey so that the net result, this thing called retirement, is the reward at the end of the time.
Yeah, it certainly is a reward at the end of the time, but the reward only comes after you've had great preparations to be able to make sure you're making it a rewarding part of your life.
Yeah. And let me give you an example of that. I just thought of that then, but most people don't plan to have a poor retirement. They'd like to have a great retirement. But what happens in this journey, people go through schooling and they go through marriage and children and building their wealth over a period of time. They inherit money and they get to this thing called retirement and they suddenly retire. And what do? Watch television. Now, no one out there thinks that's what they're going to do. But the average consumption of screen time, that's mobile phones, tablets, computers, television, the big screen, is about 9 hours a day. Now, I can't even think that there'd be anyone out there that would think it's a good idea to spend your whole life accumulating money, accepting money from your parents' estate and the like, so that you can watch television. That is why preparation is important. You must get to a stage, we believe, where you arrive at this period called retirement and it's equally as exciting or better than it was during the accumulation stage. That's where we help you.
So you're telling me, Pete, you're going to work 40, or 50 years of your life slugging away in the trenches, some for people, working all this time to go and watch 9 hours of screen time?
Yeah, that's what happens. And interestingly, I've interviewed thousands of retirees. I always ask them, what do you think of retirement? And 65% have said they're bored. What? Really? You're bored? The reason they're bored, I believe, is partly the reason is they are ill-prepared. And if you are prepared, I can guarantee the chances of boredom is reduced dramatically. So preparation is the key to a fabulous retirement.
That is so scary to think, because I think about retirement myself, and it's quite a number of years off yet. I've got 20 or 30 odd years until I get to that point in time. But I don't think I want to be working all this time, getting up early in the morning, working till late at night, running a small business, all to sit at home on my backside watching screen time for 9 hours. That is unbelievable. And it probably is more for people as well.
Oh, look, like the children of mine say, that's wrong. That's wrong. It's 15 hours a day. Well, look, I don't know what it is. It's impossible to say for an individual, but the average is about 9 hours a day. And that is not the way to fill in 30 years of your life watching television. But unfortunately, that's what happens. And the reason is they do not understand all the issues that they could get involved in retirement. Like education and training and meeting people and getting out there and traveling and spending time with their grandchildren and that in a planned fashion so that they do not have any time to be bored. I don't watch television, wouldn't even know what channel is running what at any time. I just don't do it because I know the dangers of spending all this time watching television. It's not good for the brain. It's particularly bad for your mental health in as much as the stuff you're looking at, it's meaningless, and you're getting about a third of the time of advertisements. What? No. I suggest, and it's up to you, not me, it's up to you, to try and have a retirement which is so full of fun and excitement. You never have time for television and that type of thing.
Yeah, trying disconnecting is a big issue these days with social media and the like. There's a lot of retirees out there that are just doing these ones, flicking and scrolling, and that's a lot of time gets spent on that. Just doing these ones, scrolling.
It's very bad.
And that's just the brain.
It is shocking for the brain.
What does it do for the brain?
Well, strangely enough, too much television and the use of computers and social media and the like does damage the brain, and researchers have shown that it can lead to an increase in the chances of dementia and mental decline. So don't take that risk. You don't need to. There's nothing to achieve. In fact, I ask my clients that watch a lot of television, you watch all this television, what is it that you have learnt in the last 5 years from television that has significantly changed your life for the best? They can't answer. Nobody's ever answered the question. And that is, there is nothing to learn on television that is of any practical use in your life. Oh, it feels good, and I'm relaxed. No. You don't have to do any of that to be relaxed and feeling good. But there is no benefit to be gained from watching television or screening, all this stuff. There's none of that. It's just not necessary.
Yeah, it's just stuff.
It is stuff.
Stuff that you want to watch, stuff that's doing this, and stuff that's just stuffing the brain with information that you don't really need, and it goes in one ear and out the other, and you don't consume any of it. It doesn't really make any impactful change to your cognitive thinking or making your brain work.
So I think the most important thing is to be so prepared that you don't have to do those types of things. You do not fall back into those habits. You get on and have an absolutely fantastic and exciting retirement. As we know, I'm 80 years of age and I have a fantastic life. And my friends similar age say, well, how do you find time to do all that? Well, it's a matter of priorities. And being well planned, I know where I'm going and I know why I'm doing it, which is important.
So 80 years young, Pete.
Yeah, and going well, loving it. Had my health issues, of course, but got through those, concentrate a lot on being healthy. I like to walk a lot. I like to get out in the open and be with people. All those things are very good for the brain. This thing runs the show, right? So you've got to look after your brain and you've got to know how to look after your brain. And that's where we can help you.
That's great insight, Pete, into the journey. So your journey over time. So you've had quite an interesting journey over time. So I liked starting the book with that page because it gets us in the mindset of like where we're actually going. Where can you go with this? And like you said, your mindset is the biggest piece that can alter the direction that you go. So the information that we have in our book is going to give you some just practical tips and information about the guidance of the retirement concepts. But the journey of it over time. So I always say to clients is when you're going through the journey of life, you're creating wealth at the start of wealth creation, and you're always going to get to a point in time where you're at the peak, right? I always say enjoy the peak when you get to the top. Because on the way down, you want to have a good de-accumulation time over time. So we always say that when you're creating wealth and spending your money in retirement, that it's like, use an example of climbing a mountain. Climbing a mountain, you wouldn't climb Mount Everest without a guide. So on the way up, you need professional help to help you get to the point of your peak. And using professional help will give you guidance and make you use the right structures and the right processes of going about doing it. But on the way down, it's just as important. All right.
I think it's more difficult coming down.
Yeah.
Having done that type of climbing, I might add that going down is more difficult than going up. And that you also need a guidance for that. But in summary, I'll put it this way. My goal is to die when I'm not sliding down the other side. I'm still climbing when I die. I don't want to just be sliding down into oblivion and then suddenly die. I want my life to be as interesting and challenging as possible. So if you've got any queries on anything we've talked about today, please contact us. All the details are below. You can see where we are, who we are, research if you want to, about who we are and what we are and what we do. But we certainly can help you have a fabulous retirement. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Retirement Concepts podcast. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to let people know by sharing the episode around, rating and reviewing the podcast on the platform you listen on. Also, if you need some guidance on preparing for retirement, please head over to our website lbrc.au to grab a copy of our little book of retirement concepts that brings you closer to having a fabulous retirement. Until then, we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.